Welcome to the show. Thank you. Kvetchers.
It's like it's the theme song. That's the whole thing. Let's Kvetch.
Kvetch. That's Kvetch. Best AI attempt to say it.
Yo, welcome to the show. It's Let's Kvetch, where mindful speech and wisdom always stretch. Rabbi Raphael, Howard on the mic, dropping Torah gems every
Welcome to the show. Okay.
All right, and you are
I'm Raphael Levan. This is my co-host,
Howard Wedgel.
Thank you for joining us. Look at this, Howard. We're up into almost, if you round up, we almost got 2,000 views.
That's
over
really
here.
rounding up.
What?
That's
Once you get to above 1,500, you're already at 2,000.
You're
So
right.
we're above 1,500.
2,000,
And
and you would think that would be per episode.
No, not quite. But our data shows that people really like to watch us. We must be funny looking than we are sounding. Where our watches are much higher than our listens.
The thing with YouTube is you get the interaction between people.
More than
but just listen. You don't get the dynamics.
You don't see how much fun we're having.
No, right.
That's right.
I
I get you.
Okay.
The most important thing is the fun we're having over here, and we are having fun. That is
For sure, I think we're having more fun than all 1,560
people who watch this happen. Doesn't say how long they stayed on, but okay, they came back. The numbers are up, and thank you to all of our wonderful viewers. And we even have later in the show today, we're going to have a question submitted by one of our favorite viewers, and we're looking forward to getting to that.
Oh, you don't want to start off with that?
No, let's come back to that.
Okay.
I want to start off being that in this week, the Jewish people are reading all about the famous story of the flood. I want to talk about...
And who's the main character?
Your buddy Noah.
Noah was a big tzaddik.
Noah was a big tzaddik.
See, now you got it.
From his Kepela
to his Visala.
Noah was a big tzaddik. Okay, there you have it.
Yeah.
You got it. We got the song in. Good singing. We do the Howard Wedgel chorus or the Howard? No. That's a great one. Noah was as the Torah says, a big tzaddik as the song goes. That's where they got it from the song, I think.
Okay, but I have a question on this week's part. Okay.
You have a question on the part?
Well, no, or maybe a Kvetch. I mean, you think that Noah, so once they got into the teva, got into the ark.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to ruin your drusha.
No, let's hear.
So, do you think they get the rain's coming down, everybody's in, all the kosher animals, everybody's in the teva. Okay. Do you think Noah said, "You smell that"?
That is for sure what I was going to say. You definitely ruined it. Because for sure, one of the things that Noah... 100%. Do you don't think Noah was fetching about the stench in the ark? What it smelled like in there? Yes, they would say in the motherland, "Der schmeckt nicht gut,"
No. Yiddish.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
are we allowed to use on the Let's Kvetch podcast? Okay. We're allowed to use Yiddish.
No, because
it means it doesn't smell so great in here.
Mrs. Noah.
What did she say?
Mrs. Noah, what is that? It's for stinking it.
Noah, whose idea was this?
I'm not cleaning up that.
I don't know. It was a smelly job. Yeah.
Okay.
I think there was I think that Noah would have been a real guest for us if we could have gotten him on the show. I just think that he would have a lot to complain about. First of all, there was the weather. We're going to do a weather episode anyway. But it was rain, 40 days of rain. I mean, in Colorado, if he'd have been in Colorado, that would have been unheard of, dreadful. We would have plenty. In Colorado, we have such great weather.
How high did the table go?
How high up in the air did it go? It went 15 cubits above the highest mountain. So that was up there. It was a lot of rain, a lot of water. And everything, there was a lot to Kvetch about. That's my point. What would be some of your, if you had to put yourself in Noah's shoes?
That was the first.
The first thing you think of was the smell.
Oh my God.
He was also,
and then
morning, noon, and night.
And then the kids, of course, would say, what do the kids always say when they're on a road trip?
Are we there yet? For a whole year.
How much
Dad,
longer?
Are we there yet?
How much longer?
How much longer? And he would say, "Not far now, kids. You're almost there."
So they were in the table for how long?
For a year.
For a year.
A calendar year,
Wow.
Yeah, it was a long time. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights, but then the underground floodwaters came up for 150 more days, and then it was months like that, and before it even began to recede, and then it took time to recede, and finally, By the time they got out, it was a whole solar year. And here's the thing. One of my favorite Jewish jokes is about they decided to take 3 major religious leaders up into a satellite to let them experience space travel, right? There was a priest, and there was an imam, and there was a rabbi, okay?
Okay.
And they go up, and they come back down, and the reporters and the press are waiting there as soon as they step off the space shuttle, and they get out. And first the priest comes out, and they say, "How was it, Father?" And he says, "It was amazing. Look down on a peaceful world, all of the world united, like it was so calm and beautiful." Wow, beautiful. The imam steps off the space shuttle, and they say, "How was it?" And he says, "It was beautiful. We'll connect with Allah up in the heavens with Allah." And they say, "Amazing." The rabbi comes off next and last, and then ask him, "How was it?" And his yarmulke is off to the side, and his tie is disheveled. And they said, "Rabbi, you okay?" And he says, "Oh, my gevei." He says, "Shachris, mincha, mara, tefillin on, tefillin on, tefillin on, tefillin on." And who could do this time travel thing? That's my picture of Noach. You know, Noach the whole time, he was, what was he doing? He was running around, feeding the animals. It was the animals they'd eat at night. There's the nocturnal ones. There's the ones during the day. He got no sleep. Besides the smell, it probably wasn't a great trip, you know?
And without Waze.
No Waze.
No Google Maps.
Exactly. If I were Noach, I would call my travel agent immediately afterwards, and I wouldn't have a lot to say.
No, he wouldn't.
We're gonna try this
my
again.
money back.
I want my money back. You know, you get out, and then there's no food waiting for him. He's got to make food after he gets out. You know, they say, why did Noach not do more fishing on the ark? You know, why didn't he do more fishing? He only had 2 worms. Ching. Okay, this is the Noach episode. And need a new.
Okay, so
he would have been he wasn't, of course. Of course, we're being facetious because Noach was not a complainer.
No.
But
again, he was a tzaddik in his generation.
Meaning?
Well, that's why we have the song. Noach was a big tzaddik.
Again, Noach was a big tzaddik.
Okay,
he was a righteous guy. He wasn't complaining. Complaining would have been out of character for a big tzaddik. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
So that maybe that's just a side point that since this is the Let's Kvetch Clean Speech podcast,
okay.
And if you want to register your complaint or comment or leave us some feedback and follow and like, you can do that. You could go to cleanspeech.com/Let's Kvetch.
Let's Kvetch.
No apostrophe.
Right.
And there you'll be able to submit a question like the one we have today.
And we actually have a question. Thank you to the person who sent this in. It's amazing, and this will make you think.
Okay.
Will make you think.
All right. Let's hear the question of the day.
How does one politely disengage from a relationship that they no longer enjoy without hurting the other person's feelings?
Wow.
Yeah. I told you
That's a tough question.
It's a good.
Again, how does one withdraw from a relationship that one no longer enjoys?
They're just not clicking.
But it's not clicking from one side.
From one side.
Obviously, the other side is still interested in a relationship, but this side is not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That is a tough one.
That's the question. How do you? I mean, so I can give you my perspective.
It's great marketing here.
Yeah. Can I give you my perspective?
Please do.
I mean,
that's why you're the co-host of the podcast.
I know, but it's a little bit more crass.
Oh well, don't be crass.
No. Okay, then I got nothing to say. Wait a minute, haven't you learned? Oh no, I have shalom.
You're allowed to kvetch, but no. Give us something we can publish on the air.
Right. So that's. So that. Okay.
What's your thought?
Let me.
Okay, you're gonna think.
Well, I'm gonna think about this because this is only our 15th episode, and should learn how to deal with certain situations.
Well, plus you had printed this out in advance, didn't you? Didn't you have any thoughts?
I thought about it.
Okay, what do you think? Can't leave it on the air. In other words, Howard's suggestion is just don't worry about it.
Let's hear what. No. The question is really a rabbinical question.
This one is what you feel is a rabbinical question.
I think.
Lucky you have a rabbi co-host.
Thank God for that.
Okay, so the rabbinic answer here to this question, and as is often the case, is it depends.
Okay.
That's a good safe start for any rabbinic answer. You have to start with it depends. Okay, first things first.
Okay, what does
Now,
it depend on?
Oh, that's extra credit now.
Okay.
No, so it depends like this. I mean, first of all, bringing any relationship to an end is something has to be really considered. You know what I mean? You really to basically say, I really don't want this person as a part of my life anymore. Not interested in relating with, having them around, spending time with them anymore. It's a big decision. First of all,
right?
I think we should take this lightly. It's a big decision.
No. This is a deep question.
It's a real question, and a person could be.
You don't want to
hurt by that.
You don't want to. Right. You don't want to offend.
Hopefully, this is not a family member.
But yeah, and I don't think talking to the person who sent this in, it's not a family member.
Okay.
But what my thought,
because family members you're kind of stuck with.
Well, you're kind of stuck, right? Depending on how close the dynamics are, whatever. Yeah. But can you steer? Can you steer sometimes? What led that person to say, I can't? I'm not really happy with the relationship. Mm-hmm. So my question would be, can you steer that person to other topics?
Meaning, if you're upset with this friend because they always want to talk about
themselves, for example.
Right.
Okay. I mean,
what do you do with that?
So it's like when you're talking to me, because I understand a lot of people talk to me because I'm a YouTube star. So but how do
over
you
1,500 views? Just saying, that's a big number.
Right. So
you just shortened it to 1,500 or something.
Well, you
1.5K. We stopped counting our viewership in dozens now. We're up to we're into the thousands.
In the thousands. Okay. And again, by the way, right, but don't, this is a good point, the time to say, click, like,
follow, subscribe, heart, whatever that.
Make sure you're sending to
Kvetch.
Friends.
That's it. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. And the website also, we'll come back to that. All right, so, again, can you steer, can you steer that conversation before it goes off the cliff? Okay, that's my question to you.
Meaning that this is an alternative. This is an alternative. Meaning, say maybe don't cut the person off, but just in terms of sitting with this person in a way that tends not to be so rewarding, pleasant, fun. They're not so much fun to be around. Maybe try to steer the experience. Continue to be with them. Continue to get together occasionally. You won't cut them off, and try to grease the wheels of conversation a little bit. And won't be so unpleasant. That's your suggestion.
Well, I'm not sure about the analogy on the greasing the wheels, but it's a lot of labor involved. Yeah. So I would say, can we talk about something else? Something else.
Try the approach to ask if we could change the topic of conversation.
Right.
Ask that.
Can
we talk about something else?
Yeah. I mean, in my heart, I'm thinking, all I'm hearing is you talking about you.
Let's talk about me for a change.
Now, so that would be something crass that I would do. Let's talk about me for. All right, but
you could try that.
No. So I think that's again, we're not psychologists, but that's one way to dissuade the ending of that relationship. And again, maybe if you truly feel this is, I see no purpose.
Continue.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I see no purpose in this relationship. So I mean, you became friends. I'm assuming you became friends at some point. There's a reason why you became friends. The person talks about some other things. It's not pertinent to this question. So I think that to think really hard about maybe you can maintain something, but not at the level that it was on. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. So there's two approaches here.
Okay.
Two approaches are: one approach is avoid it and not hurt their feelings so much, and just say, what, I'm not available. They ask for, we'd like to get together, and you have, what, I let me get back to you. I'm not sure that I have a great time, and you just sort of dodge. You dodge it. That's one approach.
But there's limited times you can do that.
You can only dodge so many times before they get upset.
Yeah.
Maybe they get the point gently, and you sort of avoid it.
Okay,
that's one approach.
All right.
Another approach would be to hit it head on, take it head on, and just be honest and just say, we've been friends for a long time, and I must say that I really inwardly hate your guts. So I think that's not a good idea, right? No, that's not it. But what are you going to say? Tell me. Help me with the words here. You want to be open and forthright. What are you going to say to this person that you really don't enjoy the company? You can say that?
Look, actually, years ago, somebody said, we should talk every day. I'm like, about what?
That's the end of that. Yeah, that was it. Well,
and then,
about me.
No. So unfortunately, that was like, okay, that was the end of that. So like, I nipped it in the bud on that.
This sounds like a lingering relationship that is sort of drifting. The question is just, is there something a person could say meaningfully? To just say, don't call me, I'll call you. What you're saying?
Well,
is there a polite and an appropriate way to say, don't call me, I'll call you?
Okay.
What do you think?
So I think that I would love to get some feedback also on that.
From our listeners, write in. Go to cleanspeech.com/let's Kvetch and let us know what you think about it in this situation.
Again, this is, if you have to reference, this is episode 15. Because there's a multitude of these.
Because we've done more than one episode, and we need to know it. If you give us an answer, we won't even be able to know what you're addressing. So many great questions come up.
Okay. Anyways, no, it's a great kasha. It's a great question. I'm glad we talked about Noah. Don't forget who Noah was.
He was a big tzaddik.
Noah was a big tzaddik.
Okay.
Noah was a big tzaddik. And I thank my son Jacob for teaching me that song 3 years ago. But I want to also do a shout out to my other son Mason. Thank you for teaching me another song called Yum Yum. Maybe we'll do that in the future.
Not likely.
No.
Not after we get feedback on
you haven't heard it.
Noah was a big tzaddik song.
No, I know, but you got to hear Yum Yum.
Okay. I've heard it.
It's great.
It sounds like you're trying to wrap up here. Are you not willing to go out and say what you really think about this question?
I think that.
Let's go. Before we let our listeners go for the episode. What do you really think? How are you going to end this?
Yeah,
relationship?
it's very.
What are you going to say?
You're going to say, you know what? Maybe let's hold off for a while, and I'll get back to you. My calendar's pretty full, and let's try and recap in about 10 years.
A little sarcasm and be rude and just get it over with.
All right, let me look at my calendar for 2027. We'll see what that looks like.
You ever get invited for something like in the way out?
Yeah. So
way out there.
All right, that's
I'm busy.
Okay. All right, I got nothing else for you. I mean, I think you brought up some good examples. My question is, maybe you can steer the conversation another way, and maybe there's something in the person you say, you know what, this is a good person. Let's just not talk about you. So whatever. I think those are things to think about.
Things to think about. It's important to get things to kvetch about and things to think about.
Right.
Why don't you think about it? So it's not an easy. The answer is difficult question. The question is better than the answer, as we say.
Right.
I don't have a real great answer for you because to say outright is going to be very painful, and you have as Jews, we are prohibited from hurting each other's feelings.
And that's
if you can find a way to just not make yourself available and to subtly let this person know that you're not as interested in a lunch date with them as they are with you, and let them know that in a gentle way, that would be preferable.
Right, and especially because Clean Speech Colorado month is coming up.
That's all about.
Okay.
What is it about? It's about this year. We're talking about shalom. Okay, shalom. We need a little more peace in our lives. And you know what? Can I make a plug?
Yes.
Shalom is really about integrating the disparate parts of into a harmonious whole. harmonious. That's for the singing. We did a little harmony before.
Yeah.
Harmonious whole. We want to have all the disparate parts integrated into a harmonious whole, because the word shalom is from the word shalem, which is to bring it all together. We want peace. We want to bring everybody together into some harmonious way. Now, here's the challenge. Some of those parts are discordant. They don't sound good. They don't feel good. This doesn't seem to fit. This is a square peg in a round hole, and this person doesn't seem to fit into my calendar.
What was that word? Discordant?
Discordant? Yeah. Discord?
It's
discordant. It means it like it doesn't match the chord. It doesn't sound right in the whole.
Okay. Got it.
You're a singer. You should know these words. Okay, you're a big singer. Like
Noah was a big sign.
There we go. Okay.
Right.
Number 4.
Okay.
So
so we pitched Clean Speech. I think that was good.
And if we're pitching things, people ought to also pay attention. This year, Clean Speech Colorado has a new event called Dialogues, November 13th, which is an amazing opportunity to sit down and put your clean speech skills into practice. It's not a lecture. It's really a practicum. We're going to sit at tables. We're going to talk about hot topics, and we're going to do it with cool conversation. So that's Dialogues.
Right. And then don't forget, for week 2, lesson 12, there's a special person that did the intro.
Oh, look, keep your eye out for that.
Keep your eye out for that, and then
lesson 12.
Yes,
I want
to
community members.
Okay,
feedback.
All right.
And listen, in terms of the ultimate question, I think the real answer is 42. That's a little Douglas Adams reference. If you know your Douglas Adams, you know that's a life, happiness in the universe, or life, universe, and restaurant at the end of the universe, and that whole series. So anyway, the ultimate answer of everything is 42. This is a very difficult question, and just want to leave everyone with the point that it's true that not everyone's company is the most pleasant. But what we really want to try to remember is that we're here to be to be helpful to each other and to be positive. And if you could bear to be a friend to someone, if someone needs a friend and they need you, even if it's not the most pleasant thing, maybe you should still be having lunch with them. That's one thing I want you to consider.
Right.
And another thing to consider is if you can't do it, you really can't do it, you have to find a way to let them know without hurting their feelings, because it's not worth it. You know, you're unwilling to spend a little of your time, rather you need to hurt someone's feelings. You have to something to be very careful about.
Do lunch at either Eastside Kosher Deli or Brooklyn Pizza
or Ostley Mediterranean Grill, or right.
Those are
go out for ice cream at one of the kosher ice cream places we have.
Town, that's right.
Can we get some sponsors, by the way?
That's where I was leading on.
All right.
Okay.
And I want to hear if anyone else has a good suggestion for maybe what to say to let this person know that I would prefer not to accept your lunch invitation. I would be happy to hear from our listeners some great ways to say that.
But if you're buying, I'm there.
That aren't, as long as there's lunch involved. Maybe the way to say it is just to say, "Are you paying?" In which case, that'll be the end of that. They won't want to take you to lunch anymore.
All right. Again,
all right, Howard. Good advice.
Don't forget to subscribe,
like, listen, and maybe we'll be
share,
back with an episode 16 before you know it.
And
thanks for joining
all
us.
All those sponsors that are thinking, should I sponsor this?
Thanks for being.
Absolutely, because we're going to have a spot on the page, cleanspeech.com /.
You want to sponsor? Let Howard know.
Let's
Kvetch and Kvetch. Thanks for being with us, and see you next episode.
Yo, welcome to the show. It's less Kvetch, where mindful speech and wisdom always stretch. Rabbi Raphael, Howard on the mic, dropping Torah gems every day insight. Let's Kvetch, let's not forget. Choose words wisely, no regret. Guard your tongue, learn the flow. Jewish vibes on the podcast. Let's go. From Lashon Hara to keeping speech kind, every syllable affects the divine. Pause before you speak, breathe and reflect. Every day my Vaughn earns respect. Howard's got the laughs, Rabbi keeps it deep. Lessons on the lips for your soul to keep. We're talking truth, talking shalom by it. Heart stays soft when the tone stays quiet. Let's Kvetch, let's not forget. Choose words wisely, no regret. Guard your tongue, learn the flow. Jewish vibes on the podcast. Let's go. Rhythm of the mitzvah, speech is gold. Lesson in restraint, let the story unfold. No gossip, no hate, keep the temple clean. Listeners engaged in that mindful routine.